The 5 o'clock bell rings. The workday is done. A collective sigh of relief echoes across the city as millions of people flood out of their offices, their factories, their jobs. Freedom, at last. But what happens next? What happens in that sacred, discretionary time between the end of one workday and the beginning of the next? In that space, in those few precious hours, lies the entire secret. The great, unbridgeable chasm between a life of wealth and a life of want is carved right there, in the quiet moments of your free time. For the vast majority, this time is an escape. It is a desperate flight from the reality of their lives. They rush home to the blue light glow of the screen, to the endless scroll of other people's curated victories, to the numbing comfort of entertainment designed to make them forget. They trade the currency of their time for the fleeting anesthesia of distraction. They talk about their problems. They complain about their boss. They worry about their bills. They are recharging, they say. They are unwinding. But what they are really doing is sedating their ambition. They are quietly surrendering. They are spending the evening, and in doing so, they are spending their future. But for the few, for the architects, the 5 o'clock bell is not an escape. It is a starting pistol. It signals the beginning of the most important workday of all, the second shift. Not the shift for their boss, but the shift for their destiny. Not the shift that earns them a living, but the shift that will build them a fortune. They understand the fundamental, brutal truth that you must work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Your job makes you a wage. The work on yourself makes you valuable. Your job is a transaction. The work on yourself is a transformation. This is not a difference in schedule. It is a difference in philosophy. Your personal philosophy is a silent, invisible architect of your life. It is a set of beliefs and principles that filters every decision you make, especially the small ones. And it is in the small decisions of your free time that your entire destiny is forged. The philosophy of the poor says, I am tired. I have earned my rest. My time is for me to relax. The philosophy of the rich says, I am tired, but my future is more important than my comfort. My time is for me to grow. The poor philosophy seeks comfort. The rich philosophy seeks progress. The poor philosophy spends time. The rich philosophy invests it. And what are they investing in? They are not grinding away at a second job. They are not chasing more hours for more pay. They are engaged in the single most profitable enterprise in the world, the relentless, disciplined, and passionate development of themselves. While the majority are watching the game, they are in the library, studying the laws of economics and influence. While the majority are binge-watching a series, they are learning a new skill, a high-income skill, that will make them indispensable. While the majority are complaining about their health, they are in the gym, forging the physical discipline and energy required to conquer their ambitions. They have declared war on their own ignorance. They have made a commitment to go to bed each night a slightly wiser, stronger, and more capable person than they were when they woke up. They read the books. They listen to the lectures. They find the mentors. They understand that their level of success will seldom exceed their level of personal development. And so they focus on the cause, not the effect. They focus on becoming the person who is worthy of the success they desire. This is the great work, the quiet, unglamorous, and often lonely work performed in the margins of the day. It is a work that no one sees, but that produces the results that everyone envies. It begins with a single, powerful decision. The decision to trade the comfort of the present for freedom of the future. The decision to see your free time not as an empty space to be filled with distraction, but as a fertile field to be cultivated with knowledge, with skills, with discipline. It is a decision to become a student for life. To see every book as a mentor, every experience as a lesson, and every single day as an opportunity to build the next, better version of yourself. But the student does not learn in a vacuum. The architect does not build in isolation. The most profound and perhaps the most brutal truth of your self-development journey is this. You will become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Read that again. Let it sink into the very marrow of your bones. Show me your friends, and I will show you your future. This is not a theory. It is a law of conversational and emotional osmosis. The attitudes, the standards, the beliefs, and the limitations of the people in your inner circle are seeping into your subconscious mind every single day. Their complaining becomes your complaining. Their excuses become your excuses. Their ceiling becomes your ceiling. You cannot drink poison and expect to remain healthy. And you cannot surround yourself with mediocrity and expect to achieve greatness. So, in your precious free time, who are you talking to? Who are you listening to? Look at your 5. That inner circle. Are they a board of directors, challenging you, inspiring you, holding you to a higher standard? Or are they a committee of commiseration, a group that validates your fears and justifies your inaction? The choice is yours. And it is one of the most critical choices you will ever make. To build a new life, you may have to build a new tribe. It is a painful but necessary act of architecture. You must have the courage to politely, lovingly, distance yourself from those who are anchors to your past, to make space for those who are bridges to your future. And once your philosophy is clear and your circle is strong, you must understand the nature of the game you are playing. Life is not a sprint. It is not a single, glorious battle. It is a series of seasons. And the master architect, the wise farmer of their own destiny, understands how to act in each one. This is the philosophy of the seasons. You cannot change the seasons. They will come reliably and without fail, but you can change yourself. And your free time is where you prepare for and master each one. First comes the winter, the inevitable time of difficulty. The recession hits, the project fails, the relationship ends. The world is cold and the ground is hard. For the majority, winter is a time of hibernation and complaint. They curse the cold and wait for spring. But for the architect, winter is the time to get wise. In the quiet, cold hours of your free time, you read the books, you study, you reflect on your mistakes, you sharpen your skills, you build your resilience. You do not wait for the storm to pass. You use the storm to build a stronger foundation. You become so strong in the winter that you are ready to dominate the spring. Then comes the spring, the season of opportunity. The ground thaws, the world awakens, and it is time to plant. This is the season of action. In your free time, you take the wisdom you gain in the winter and you turn it into disciplined, massive action. You start the business. You make the calls. You launch the project. You plant the seeds of your future fortune. The majority will hesitate. They will wait for a guarantee of sunshine. But the architect knows that spring is a window of opportunity, and they act with urgency and faith, planting as many good seeds in as many good fields as they possibly can. Then comes the summer, the most difficult season of all. It is the season of relentless, grueling effort. The sun is hot, the weeds are growing, and the pests are trying to destroy your crop. This is the season of discipline. In your free time, you must protect your new habits, your new ventures, your new relationships. You must pull the weeds of doubt and distraction. You must fight off the pests of negativity and discouragement. This is the daily, unglamorous grind that the majority are unwilling to do. They plan in the spring and then hope for the best. But the architect knows that the harvest is not a matter of hope, but relentless, disciplined cultivation. And finally comes the autumn, the season of harvest, the results of your wisdom in winter, your action in spring, and your discipline in summer finally materialize. This is the season of reaping the rewards. But the architect does not stop. They take a small portion of the harvest to celebrate, but the vast majority is used as seed for the next spring. They are already planning for the next cycle of growth because they understand that success is not a destination to arrive at. It is a discipline to be lived. Look at your life. What season are you in? Are you using the winter to get wise? Are you using the spring to act? Are you using the summer to protect your gains? Or are you, like the majority, simply letting the seasons happen to you, hoping for a harvest you did not earn? The answer to that question is the story of your life. The harvest you reap is always the harvest you have planted, cultivated, and protected. There are no accidents. The farm is brutally, beautifully, and perfectly fair. You cannot cheat the harvest. And this is the final, liberating truth. You cannot control the seasons. You cannot control the sunrise. You cannot control the economy, the government, or the opinions of others. but you can control one thing. The single most powerful variable in the entire equation of your life. You can control you. You can control your philosophy. You can control your attitude. You can control your activity. And it all begins with the courageous decision to stop pointing your finger outward and to start looking in the mirror. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for fewer problems. Wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenge. Wish for more wisdom. This is a turning point. This is the moment you stop being a child, waiting for the world to be fair, and you become a sovereign adult. Understand that the world responds not to your needs, but to your value. And your value is determined by the work you do in the quiet hours, in your free time. So, the question is not what the world is going to do for you. The question is, what are you going to do for yourself? What book is on your nightstand tonight that will make you wiser tomorrow? Who is in your phone's contact list that you need to call to raise your own standards? What new skill are you going to begin learning this week that will make you more valuable next year? This is where the future is born, not in a grand, sweeping gesture, but in the small, consistent, and unglamorous disciplines that you practice when no one is watching. Discipline is the bridge between the person you are today and the person you dream of becoming. It is the alchemy that turns your potential into your reality. Yes, discipline is hard, but let me ask you this. What is the alternative? The pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. You must choose one. So tonight, when the 5 o'clock bell rings, you will face a choice. The same choice you face every day. You can take the path of the majority, the wide, easy, and crowded road of escape and distraction that leads to a future of quiet regret. Or you can take the other path, the path of the few, the path of the architect, the path of the student, the farmer, the creator. You can begin the second shift, the shift that pays not in dollars, but in destiny. The shift that builds not your boss's company, but your own life. The difference between the rich and the poor, the successful and the struggling, is not a secret. It is a choice. It is a philosophy demonstrated in the actions they take, in the books they read, in the people they meet, in the quiet, focused hours of their free time. Your future is calling. It is begging you to invest in it. Stop spending your time. Start building your life.